What's going on, guys? Welcome into the Fantasy Football Madmen Show. I'm your host, Alec Ryer, here with Brady Mashed Potato Wells.
Good morning. I have my jersey on today, by the way.
Oh, you do? I don't have any of mine on,
Oh,
as you guys,
you're lame.
as the people at home can see. I have plenty of jerseys. I just didn't throw it on today. All right, it's literally right behind me in my closet, but I didn't put it on. No big deal. Today we got our 2.0 mock draft. Just one round, first round mock draft. So we'll get into that in just a second. But first, make sure you guys follow us on Twitter at MadmenFF. You can follow Brady at FF_Mashed_Taters. Apologies. And you can follow me at the FF_Madman.
Man.
Yeah. This will be uploaded to YouTube. So hello, YouTube. What's going on? Like and subscribe for more content. We'll be doing a couple more of these and a couple more videos in the future. And your support is greatly appreciated. So yeah, like, subscribe. We're on Spotify, so we do these as podcasts, so you can listen to them in your car while you're sitting in traffic. All good, all good. We're also on Apple Music now. It's been a thing for a
Yay!
while, but I didn't know about it.
We realized we're on Apple Music.
Yeah,
It's
so,
new.
Yeah.
It's new to us. It's new to you.
Yeah. It's new to us. It's new to you. All right. We do live stream these shows for you guys listening on your phone, in your car, wherever you might be listening, or on YouTube. We do these on twitch.tv/ffmadmen. So you guys can get involved. If you guys want to ask questions, give us your takes on what we're talking about, hop on in.
Tell us how dumb we are for having Joe Burrow go first overall. Spoilers.
We don't now see now. Do we even do this show anymore? You just ruined the entire show. All right. Let's get into it. As Brady just said, with the number 1 overall pick in our 2.0 mock draft, it's Joe Burrow still. We had this in the 1.0. It's not going to change. I don't think it should
Not
change.
Yet. No.
I don't see it changing.
No, I think he is gonna. They've come out and he's come out and kind of said like I do have some power in this and it's not 100% absolutely set in stone, I guess. But it's like 98%. He's going to be in a good situation. I think he'll like it there, and he's from Ohio.
I was like, yeah, he's from Ohio. He was Ohio's Mr. Football coming out of college when he went to Ohio State and then transferred to LSU. I just don't understand why he would be so hesitant about it. I mean, I know the Bengals are.
I think he's just saying it to say it. But yeah, I mean, there's a possibility that something changes, but for now, we're just like everybody else, we're all in on Joe Burrow to the Bengals.
So if Joe Burrow pulls what I guess the media is calling an Eli Manning, which is
right,
dumb, do they go Tua or do they go Chase Young?
I would go Chase Young.
Okay, I agree with you. I would go Chase Young. I wouldn't take.
If it's not Burrow, I'm going Chase Young. Right?
Yeah. All right, on number 2. Again, we kind of spoiled this one. Number 2 overall,
really.
Probably the best player in the draft, according to me and Brady, and a lot of people actually.
Yeah.
Chase Young to the Washington Redskins. What can you say about Chase Young?
Player.
He's the best player in the draft.
As long as the Bengals still take Burrow, you can't pass on Chase Young.
No, if he's on the board, you don't pass on him.
He will impact every play. That's the type of player he's going to be.
Yep, I agree. So Chase Young scenario: Chase Young goes first. Who goes second?
Who does the Redskins take? Probably Okudah.
Okay, I would also say Okudah
or Simmons. Okudah or Simmons.
I can see Simmons.
Because they have Ron Rivera. Their defense was really spotty. Either player. I really like Okudah. I don't necessarily know the Redskins' needs off the top of my head. If it
would be a corner. DBs. They released Josh Norman, but he was always already a liability in the secondary.
Yeah,
so
that'd probably be Okudah then.
Yeah. Well, with number 3, also there's no trades in this mock draft. Our next mock draft will have trades in it.
Oh. Yeah. Oh boy.
This is the first time Brady's hearing this. Our next mock draft will have trades, so we'll have. Excuse me.
Oh my goodness!
I sneezed. Number 3 overall, the Detroit Lions, they take Jeffrey Okudah. So our top 3 remain the same from our 1.0.
Love Okuda, man.
But I mean, it's probably the best 3 players in the draft.
Yeah, Okuda's getting grades similar to Jalen Ramsey out of college. That's how good he is.
Yeah. Jalen Ramsey and Darrell Revis. And those are 2 lockdown
Yeah.
corners. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Jeffrey Okudah, number 3 of the Lions.
Just best player, I think, here
Yeah.
too.
I've seen to where the Dolphins trade up from 5 because they're
Right.
afraid maybe the Lions go quarterback and they go Tua.
Yeah. I've seen the Lions taking a quarterback and they go Tua.
Yeah, I keep sneezing. God.
Yeah, you do. And then the Chargers, I've seen the Chargers trade up to this spot as well.
Yeah. Everyone kind of jumping up at 3 to get Tua or Herbert, maybe. I mean, Herbert's been flying up boards.
I really like Herbert. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll go on number
Yeah,
4.
Yeah.
We'll go on number 4 is the first change in our mock draft. Number 4, the New York Giants select Isaiah Simmons.
Yeah.
Top 5 player in the draft for me, at least.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Oh
the
my
guy's just
goodness.
a monster.
He's just like this linebacker safety hybrid that is going to be able to cover every single, like all running backs, all tight ends. He's going to make every tackle. He's going to run sideline to sideline. He's just the linebacker position kind of gets lost sometimes, I think, and he is just so good. He's going to be really good.
Yeah, just his versatility to be able to line up, as an inside linebacker, outside linebacker. He can rush the passer. He can cover slot receivers, which is what he did most of the time his senior year in Clemson.
Yeah.
A quarterback's gonna have to find him on every play.
Yep.
Instead of where's the mic? It's where's Isaiah.
Where's Isaiah?
Yeah. All right. On number 5, we still have Miami taking Tua Tagovailoa.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it changes yet.
Not yet. With Philip Rivers not coming back to San Diego, and I've heard rumblings that Miami might trade up even to the 1 spot to take Burrow, and Burrow would rather be in Miami for some reason.
No. I don't know.
I don't know. It's all going to depend on really the number 1 overall pick. Then it comes down if number 1 Bengals take Joe Burrow, the top 5 probably becomes a little bit more predictable.
Right. Yeah. Once that messes up, which of course it may.
Yeah, and the Dolphins could trade up, the Chargers could trade up, the Colts might trade up. Those are all candidates to trade up into the top 5.
A lot of people have said Tua, outside of injury, is the best quarterback in this draft, even with how great Joe Burrow played in this past season.
That is a good take. I could get behind that. His pure mechanics. I mean, if you look at his stats, 2,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 3 INTs, and he did that in an injury-shortened season. I mean, numbers aren't everything. I mean, Joe Burrow threw 60 touchdowns, but
on the best team in college football ever.
Yeah, he's got A+ arm. His footwork is insane. It's literally just his injuries. He is left-handed, so it's very different.
I like Tua to Miami. Just because, again, I think I said it last time. I think he's in a position to sit and wait and make sure he's healthy. There are other places like Bengals and the Chargers that they don't necessarily have that luxury.
No, if you're going into Cincinnati, you're starting pretty much day 1.
Yeah,
because you're going to go with Ryan Finley.
Yeah,
or you're going to sign a veteran.
Those teams can't not be. They just feel like they can't not be competitive. Like the Bengals have not been competitive for a while. Like they need to be competitive, and then the Chargers have too much talent to not be be competitive right now.
Yeah, I agree.
But the Dolphins, it's like they know what's happening, and they have Ryan Fitzpatrick in position where they can be. I think they can be competitive for another year at least with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah,
and all these new draft picks.
They've got 3 first-round draft picks. I'm sure that I think they have at least 2 second-round draft picks, if I'm not mistaken. But
you're not competitive. You're not selling tickets, and it is part of this.
Yeah, Tua would definitely sell some tickets in Miami.
Yeah, even though he's not playing.
Yeah, I mean, I actually have family that have season tickets to Dolphins games, and they go to all the home games. They even go to the away games.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. insane. All right, on to number 6. Still, this was a tough one for us. We took a little bit to deliberate on this one, but we stuck with the offensive line.
We did. Yes.
Jedrick Wills out of Alabama going number 6. Our argument was you need an offensive line to protect a quarterback.
Especially a young quarterback.
Yeah, especially a young quarterback. So we thought about Herbert here.
We went with O-line before the quarterback, not quarterback before the O-line, essentially.
Yes. Because you
It could
got to
go
keep the
either
quarterback
way.
upright.
Their offensive line is in trouble.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing. And like in trouble to the point where you're taking Jedrick Wills over Herbert. Like that's how bad it is.
Yeah. First offensive tackle off the board. In our 1.0 it was Andrew Thomas who went at 4, but Jedrick Wills,
Jedrick Wills.
he's just a monster. I mean, look at that. Look at the picture that we've given you guys. This is a damn beefcake. Look at that guy. No one's getting by him. Not a lot of people are getting by him. His NFL comparison is Jason Peters. He's a Hall of Fame offensive tackle. Like, again, you can't base your drafts off NFL comparisons. But if you're going to be compared to as an offensive tackle, I would love to be compared to Jason Peters.
Right? Jeez.
Yeah, great in pass protection. Good foot speed for a guy his size. And yeah, he's a right tackle.
They need all of the offensive line.
But
it
yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They'll sign somebody too.
Hopefully. They
goodness.
Depends on what they do with the running back
Hopefully
situation.
they don't do what the Bengals did last year, which was F it, we'll be fine.
Yeah,
because they were not fine.
Well, they drafted offensive tackle Jonah Williams last year, but he
got hurt.
He got hurt and didn't play the entire season, so they have him back.
Yeah.
So that will be a plus for whatever quarterback goes to Cincinnati. Hopefully it's Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow for now.
Yeah. Number 7, it's still Derek Brown on our boards, the best defensive tackle. Potentially a top 5 pick. I've seen him go as early as 3 to the Lions, which I would also be totally fine with. You could even see him go to the Redskins at 2. I think you take Montez Sweat, you have Matt Ioannidis, you have Deron Payne, and they got a plethora of defensive linemen. So they could add to that with Brown or Young. I just don't think you can pass on Chase Young if he's there.
Can't pass. No, he can't. Cannot do it.
If Young goes 1 to the Bengals, I would think Brown would go 2. Brown or Simmons.
He really could.
You could see a number of positions. You could see the edge of Young, interior defensive lineman at Brown, Simmons. I'm not even going to give him a position. Or you can go tackle. Trent Williams wasn't there all season, and it was clearly an issue. So you could see him even go, an Andrew Thomas or a Jedrick Wills.
Yeah.
Or a number of offensive tackles that we have.
Absolutely could.
But Derek Brown is just an absolute monster. You watch his tape, he's explosive. For a guy his size. He's also huge. For a guy his size, he could be a monster in this league. He has the potential to be a monster. And the Panthers definitely need some penetration in the middle.
Yes.
Help that poor run defense.
Porous. Haha. Bigger word. Get wrecked.
All right, Brady, you win. But what you don't win is we've changed up our number 8 pick. Our 1.0 had CeeDee Lamb. This mock draft. Yeah, of course you still wish it happened because you love OU. You're an OU fan.
Yeah.
Number 8, Arizona Cardinals. They take offensive tackle / guard Tristan Wirfs.
Yeah.
I mean, with this pick, I feel like you really couldn't do worse than this.
Worse than this? Yeah. Keep going.
But I said that the other day, and Brady just didn't respond to it. He was mad. He told me that was the worst joke he's ever heard.
I never said that.
Got him. Anyway, this guy's just a great all-around offensive lineman. He can pass block, he can run block. There's no reason he should fall below. I have the Browns here, but they pick at 10. But there's no reason he should fall below 10. But we have him going 8 here.
That really helped Kyler Murray, man.
Yeah, Kyler Murray definitely needs. I mean, he could move. So if he moves more out of the pocket, starts running like he did, the last 6, 7 games of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be a 1,000-yard rusher. No doubt.
Really? Yeah, he could.
With this
definitely
addition,
passer first.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the arm to do it. But with this addition, he should be able to pass a little bit more and have, more time to throw the ball deep to hopefully Christian Kirk and or their plethora of receivers that they drafted last year.
Larry,
Yeah, Larry's back.
Andy Isabella, Hakeem Butler.
Keyshawn Johnson,
Yeah,
not the guy that got drafted in '98. We're not talking about that guy.
got drafted in '98.
I
Wow,
think he went number 1 to the Jets in '98, '98 or '99.
crazy. Yeah, this will help the Cardinals.
That could be
They need
'97.
offensive line help.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
could see them going and trying to get more offensive weapons, but they need to be able to block, man.
Yeah,
You have to be able to block in the NFL.
for sure,
And this
for sure.
Wirfs is just so good.
With how deep the class is, so their second round pick will be still pretty early since they're picking at 8. It'll be at like 40.
Yeah, you could see
There's
Laviska still there.
yeah, you could see a guy like Laviska who could fall due to injury. That would be nuts. Kyler
That'd
and
be
Laviska
awesome.
Chenault and Kenyon Drake.
That'd be awesome.
Man,
I just thought of that.
yeah.
I thought it, then I said it.
Whoa,
That's from Bill Burr. Sorry.
you can do that. All right,
Thought
no.
it, then I
On
said
number 9, Jacksonville Jaguars, we have Javon Kinlaw moving up from the 13th spot up to number 9. Good
it. We
pass
had
rusher.
Simmons here.
We had Simmons here,
before.
but he's not on the board anymore.
He's gone, so we had to pivot.
Yeah, we had to pivot. There we go. All right. Great minds think alike, Brady.
Uh huh.
Yeah. Offensive. I mean, he's a great offensive lineman. He's not. He's not.
No, he's
Don't put him there. Don't play him there. He's a interior pass rusher, and I think that would definitely help out the Jacksonville Jaguars, especially with Calais Campbell kind of on the back end, really on the back end of his career. And this guy would easily. I'm not gonna say easily replace him, but he can. He has the ability to replace him. Him and Josh Allen. You're gonna get to the quarterback a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Should. They
Their
have the
interior
ability
was-
to.
Their interior was in trouble. Kinlaw's great. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, great. I think it's a great pick. He's been shooting up boards. We've seen him high as 6, 7, maybe to the Panthers. Right, Brady?
Yeah. Yeah. If depending on where Brown goes.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
kind of depending on that top 5. Because if the top 5 is all shaken up,
I've seen
the next 15 picks are all shaken up.
I've seen like rankings. They just rank players, not necessarily where they go. I've seen him as high as the 6th best player in the draft. This guy is that good.
Yeah. All right, on number 10, the Cleveland Browns. And our biggest jump from our 1.0 is Mekhi Becton.
Yes.
I think I'm saying that correctly. I'm pretty sure it's
Mekhi. Probably Mekhi.
I mean, it looks like Mekhi Becton out of Louisville. 6'7", 369.
Ooh.
Big dude. All you have to do is Google this guy, and the first video will pop up. I talk about it all the time. He takes a guy off the snap and throws him off the screen. That's all you need.
Isn't it awesome?
It's the best video I've seen.
The best O-line video.
Yeah, it's like a 5-second clip. He comes off the edge. He gets him, pushes up, and throws him off the screen.
It's like a blindside clip.
It's fantastic. It's and for a guy his size,
huge.
he's huge.
I
6'7",
love
360,
these
and he's like, well, yeah, okay. So that's like a normal size human, number 55 from NC State, and that's Mekhi Becton.
He's so
Obviously,
big.
that's I do not want to be. I think that's Holden or Holder. I don't want to be that guy right now. My job should not be.
Around him.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, get around Mekhi Becton. Have you seen him?
I'm not making it.
His NFL comparison is the Great Wall of China, because the Mongols couldn't get across that. So, yeah, it's actually Trent Williams, but throw a little comedy in there,
Yeah,
it didn't land, but
nice job there, Michael Scott. Jeez,
hey,
comedy and everything. Yeah, the Browns need an offensive lineman. This is the best one on the board. That's pretty simple.
Yes.
They get Josh Jones. That would be this is the most Cleveland Browns thing to do.
I agree. All right, on number 11, the New York Jets. They take the first wide receiver off the board in CeeDee Lamb. We love CeeDee Lamb. He's got all the tools to be a fantastic receiver in this league. Giving Rodney Anderson likely not coming back to New York.
Yeah, I've seen him.
This would be.
Looks like he's gonna move.
Yeah, this would be an ideal replacement and probably an upgrade. 100%.
I think an upgrade immediately.
Yeah, 100% upgrade. I changed my words.
Yeah.
The,
This is a yeah. This is more. It's more like if the Jets want to replace, they still want somebody like Robbie Anderson. They'd CD Lamb. If they want to move for a different type of receiver, I think they take Jerry Judy. But I mean, CD Lamb, I think, is going to be one of the best playmaking receivers in the NFL. He definitely has the potential to be. So he make every catch. He's faster than a lot of people.
yeah,
His body, yes, tremendous body control. I just read that. The catch he had in the game against LSU was this.
yeah,
I love CD Lamb.
yeah. He has the potential to be really good. Hopefully, Adam Gase doesn't ruin him. On number 12, which we have another receiver,
Hopefully,
the
Adam
Las
Gase doesn't
Vegas Raiders take Jerry Judy. I mean, this guy could go in the top 10. I mean, CeeDee Lamb could also go in the top 10.
They're graded that high. I think
Mm-hmm, for
with
sure.
need, and a lot of these top teams don't necessarily need a receiver. It's just weird.
No. I mean, all teams could use a player like Jerry Judy or CeeDee
Or
Lamb.
CD Lamb, yeah,
I mean, I've seen Jerry Judy go as high as 2 to the Skins.
crazy.
I think
The
there's bigger needs, but
Yeah, the Raiders need a pure wide receiver one because that is the one of the big holes that they had last year, and Jerry Judy is that. This would be a great fit for both teams.
mm-hmm.
If he falls, I'm scared he doesn't fall because the other thing, because this
I
is
don't think
12.
12 would be him falling.
Well, no,
With how
I,
stacked this draft is, I don't
the
think that's him
problem
falling.
is I see teams who really like Jerry Judy trading above 12 because I could see people trading like to 10, 8, or not necessarily, not picking any like particular team, but if they're drafting offensive linemen, it's like, hey, we want to trade up to get a receiver. It's like that offensive lineman's still there for them to take later. I think that's a possibility as well.
Yeah.
If a team really likes Jerry Judy or CD Lamb,
Yeah,
we'll
I think
see.
I think in this draft you could see quite a few trade ups into that top 12 area to get a guy like Jerry Judy or CeeDee Lamb.
They have to really like him,
Yeah,
obviously.
it's same with the
That's
quarterback position.
yeah. But I would love if he goes to the Raiders. In Dynasty, it's looking like I may even draft him in our Dynasty League. We kind of went through, was probably going to draft two, and I have 2 first-round picks,
But you
and I
should
might get
trade one
both.
to me.
No, I might get both Jerry and CD,
That would
depending.
that'd be nuts.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
That would be nuts. Speaking of the Las Vegas Raiders, there's rumors going around that they're shopping Derek Carr,
Yes.
and I bring this up, Brady, because your team is the
Is
front
on the.
runner.
I heard. I think that was a bit of a joke. That's what Derek Carr said.
I don't know.
What is good?
I don't think so.
A bit of a joke. Oh, there are helicopters. That's what this.
I
A
don't
bit.
know. I think he'd be a great fit in Chicago.
I wouldn't mind.
Moving on from
Wouldn't hurt.
Trubisky.
Wouldn't hurt my
Missing
feelings.
out on Mahomes, trade for Derek Carr. I was really hoping Brandon was going to be on the show today when I brought that up because we know how much he loves Derek Carr.
I
But
want to see Andy Dalton. I'm still on the Andy Dalton train.
that would be an interesting one too. He was also on the list of like veteran quarterbacks that they're looking at.
Yeah.
I think Derek Carr would be the better of the two for the Bears, but we'll see.
Moving
Okay, on number 13, Indianapolis Colts. We have them taking Justin Herbert up one
Yeah.
spot. Again, no trades, so we could see the Colts jump up to take Herbert or Tua for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been shooting up boards. A lot of people have him rated as a round 2 to round 4 quarterback. We have him going 13. I mean,
I don't know, man. I think he's going to be good. He's got some work he has to do, but
he's got the tools, but he is a bit of a project. But you can do that in Indianapolis because you have Brisket as your quarterback. So you can sit for at least one more year under contract. So you can sit Herbert if you really wanted to.
Yeah, you could. They're in a position to sit and have him wait if he needs to, which is nice. And that's kind of why we have him going to the Colts as well. It's like he needs to sit, he can sit. He's going to get really good. There's really good coaching in Indianapolis. That's the other
Yes,
thing. It's
Frank Reich is.
terrific,
Yeah.
terrific coaching for the Colts. So I think that not only is that good for the Colts, but it's really good for Herbert as a professional. So I think he'd really like to be in Indianapolis.
Yeah. So if Justin Herbert does go, say we get the top 5 spots right, and at 6 they don't take Jedrick Wills, they take Justin Herbert as their quarterback. Do the Colts still draft a quarterback at 13 and go with a guy like Justin Love?
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. I was.
I think Jordan Love goes in the first round. I don't know where. I can see, yeah, I can see the Colts, the Bucks, the Saints, the Patriots. It it really depends. I think again, this is going to be combine pro day dependent,
Yes.
but somebody's going to like Jordan Love, and they're not going to wait to draft him. He's really really talented. The other thing, it's similar to the who's the Rams coach?
Sean McVay.
Sean McVay. It's the Sean McVay effect. The only reason Cliff Kingsbury got his job in Arizona is because of what Sean McVay did.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only reason Jordan Love is really, really moving up is because of what Patrick Mahomes just did.
Yeah. For sure.
Because they're so similar.
Yeah. Couldn't agree. I couldn't agree more. Let's move to number 14. Oh, I clicked something.
Wouldn't
Number
sit
14.
him behind Brisket, though? I mean, if they had to, they could. That's the point.
Yeah. Number 14, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We have them taking offensive tackle Andrew Thomas. We had him going at 4 in our 1.0. We have him.
He's falling right now.
Just because of the amount of tackles that are.
Yeah, there's so many.
There's so many tackles in this draft that could go in the first round. And they're all fairly similar. So teams that are needing tackles are
they'll
taking
be able
tackles.
To get them.
Yeah, you'll be able to get a tackle.
There
wouldn't be any reason to really trade up unless you literally see all. If you see Becton go, you see Wills, and you see Thomas all go in the top 10, Wirfs included, that's the one I was missing, you might be in trouble.
You're getting scared.
Then you're looking at Austin Jackson, Josh Jones, George Niang. Wait, no, that's a basketball player. The guy from TCU, his last name's Niang. I can't remember his first name for the love of God. He's not in this draft, so no spoilers there. But he does have, some people do have him as a first round talent, but you'll be able to get an offensive tackle. So Andrew Thomas coming to 14 isn't surprising.
Going to depend on team grades, that's all.
Yeah. He's still the highest offensive tackle on my board. Jedrick Wills is kind of right there with it. Becton, it's all real close. But
Becton,
for me,
I love Becton.
Yeah, Becton's size and we're kind of on the Becton train, to be honest. But for right now, Thomas is one of the highest. We have him as the highest on our board, but
this is a top 10 talent that is falling outside of the 10.
Yeah, I've seen him go as low as 19 to the Dolphins.
But every single tackle we all mentioned is a top 10 talent, and one or two of them are going to fall.
Yes.
And not only that, like we mentioned earlier, if teams want to trade up, the teams who are taking these tackles, they can trade down. For what it seems.
Yeah, for sure. If the quarterbacks are off the board, I could see Tampa trading down here, and getting someone like getting in front of the Broncos to take our next pick here at 15.
We talked about that. Was like, wait, the Bucks could trade down because we're like, I don't know who they're going to take.
Yeah, like their team needs are so up in the air. But with number 15, Denver Broncos, we have them still taking Henry Ruggs III.
Yeah,
legit 4.2 speed, great hands, very consistent. I mean, his route running is a bit of a concern, but something he can work on with Drew Lock.
Route running is something you can teach. Man, that's
but if you have it coming in as a rookie, like look at Terry McLaurin.
I know you're excited about it, but it's such a teachable.
No, it is
aspect of the game. That's why quarterbacks switch to receiver. They have all the other
because
things.
It's easy.
No, they have all the other things. It's just it's teachable. It's not easy. Yes. It's teachable.
What about wide receiver going to quarterback? Can they make the NFL?
Probably not.
Oh, really?
I know one. He didn't do it in the NFL, Alex.
No, he didn't do it in the NFL.
He did it in college.
But he did it in college, and then he went to the playoffs and got
It's
battered.
Unlikely. That's true.
It's very unlikely. It doesn't happen very often.
This is a really, 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 really good fit for the Broncos because they need a second receiver. They have a few. They had Tim Patrick and Deshaun Hamilton, uh,
Along with
and
Cortland
neither of
Sutherland.
them. Well, no, no, no. Outside of Cortland Sutton,
Okay.
a second. They need a second one. They didn't really step up. We saw Noah Fant have some flashes for next year, but they just need another pass catcher. And Cortland Sutton, how good he is, just coupling him with a burner like Henry Ruggs is going to be great. And we see like speed is killing right now in the NFL. It's a big part. Again, it's what the Chiefs are doing, but I mean, you need a guy like this.
I agree. I agree. All right, on to number 16, we have the Atlanta Falcons getting a steal here. AJ Epinesa.
He could go as early as he'd go in the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, he was a preseason top 5 pick, projected pick, and he's kind of fallen down due to the lack of need at edge, which is surprising in the NFL.
Right. Yeah.
I
There
mean,
was a lot of edge drafts drafted last season, though.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I could see him going forward to the Giants. Honestly, I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't think that was. I don't think that's a reach at all.
No, it's not.
Picking anywhere from here to one would not be a reach to get
It, it's
AJ
it,
Epinesa.
it. He will go after Chase Young,
Yes, yeah.
but
That being
once
said,
Chase Young's off the board, he's viable to go. That's pretty much the
yeah,
only thing stopping him.
yeah. He's got the length. He's a straight bull rusher. The power coming off the edge is absolutely insane. His numbers from last season: 11 and a half sacks, 4 forced fumbles. I don't include the tackles when it comes to edge rushers because they're always so low. It's like, what's the point?
Yeah,
But yeah,
they are.
AJ Epinesa, this would be a steal for the Falcons. Great pick here.
This is he'll immediately impact the Falcons in their defense. Like
Yeah, with
the
Dan
second he gets
Quinn.
it,
Yeah,
immediate. I love it. I don't. I'm scared he doesn't fall, but because he's just kind of him falling here. But I think he can, and I really hope he does because I think great for both sides.
yeah, I agree. On number 17, the Dallas Cowboys, we have them taking a safety, which we have them taking at 1.0, but we have them taking a different safety, an Xavier McKinney. Good
They've
safety, great
switched.
safety. I mean,
That's
I'm
good.
I'm more on the Grant Delpit boat as a top safety, but his missed tackles do concern me. He's much more of a big hitter, so he kind of goes for it and misses. McKinney's a little bit more consistent. He's a good tackle in the open field. Obviously, he can cover. He even plays a sub package linebacker, which would
Right.
give Jalen Smith and Van Der Esch a little bit of a break from time to time. You can throw McKinney in the box. I mean,
Right.
he'd be able to lock up tight ends. He can cover receivers. All around, great safety. Great pick,
This
I
is
think.
nice for the Cowboys because they need this or kind of like excuse me, a defensive back just in general. And there's nobody with that huge of a need at safety. So the top McKinney and Delpit, I think, have draft or round 1 grades, and they're falling to 17. Both of them are. So
Yeah.
it's really nice for
I saw a
the
story.
Cowboys.
I saw a story yesterday, Brady, that Tua Tagovailoa, his ideal team would be the Dallas Cowboys.
Really.
Yes.
And the Cowboys are pulling all this. Oh, we're going to be aggressive and trade up. They're all saying this. I saw a draft, like a mock draft, where the Cowboys trade up to like 12 or 13, and they took Xavier McKinney. I'm like, gonna be available
He
at
should be.
17. Like,
Like the
don't
Jets
need to
don't need
trade
it.
up.
The Raiders drafted a safety in the first round last year.
I
Um,
mean, the
the
Falcons
Falcons
may,
maybe, but they got Keanu Neal, but he can't really stay healthy that
the
often.
Falcons maybe, but again, there's 2 safeties that are available, and
Yeah,
there are a lot of cornerbacks that are still available.
yeah,
Like not Henderson, I believe.
yeah. Henderson is available on our board at least. We really like Henderson. But let's move on to number 18, the Miami Dolphins. We have them taking Josh Jones.
It's a
Bit of
good
a
pick.
project. It's a good pick. I'm not.
I mean,
I'm
he's still going to be a good, and this coming out like he's big, he's got the size. He'll be a good offensive lineman, but yeah, he has some learning he has to do.
Yeah, and with a team that's rebuilding like the Miami Dolphins are, they have the time to do
Yes,
this with Josh Jones.
correct. That was our thought process.
Yeah,
They've got
yeah,
time. They can, just like with Tua, they've got time. They've
yeah,
got another year or two, and if they're not good then F it, move on.
yeah. Then you might be looking at another offensive tackle. All right, on number 19, moving a little quick here. The Las Vegas Raiders, with their second pick, take cornerback C.J. Henderson.
Great pick.
Yeah, best top corner on my board. He's got incredible reach. He makes look. I mean, just looking at this picture, you can see his arm length. Even with like his arm bent, you could tell that's a really long arm. Like, not even looking at, if you look at just half this picture, you can tell that guy has length. At 6'1", 202, he can match up with any receiver. I mean, his combine could have him shoot up into the top 10.
Yeah, yeah, he definitely could. This is one of those things that the Raiders take really, really athletic players, and they get two really, really athletic players
Mm-hmm.
in their first two
But
picks.
Brady, they in our mock draft, they didn't draft anyone in the first round that played in the national championship game.
That is true. Scary,
Very scary.
scary, scary, scary.
Yeah. So they have
Watch
the
him take
tendency to
like
do it.
Patrick Queen, right?
We had them taking Patrick Queen with this pick. Yes. Our 1.0.
And see Patrick Queen. Who else? Do they have a edge rusher?
Yeah, Chase on.
LSU. Jason. T. Higgins.
Yeah.
What if they don't go?
Instead of going Judy, they go T. Higgins. I would
Not
probably
no no.
throw something.
They would take somebody else, and here they would go T. Higgins.
Oh, okay. I was like, if you go T. Higgins over Jerry Judy, I will throw something on live stream, because when we're on round 1, we are live streaming our reactions. Me and Brady will be
Yes,
doing.
we're not. We can't do the
Yeah, we're not
actual
going to
draft
show it,
itself, but we can talk about it.
Yeah, but we're going to have it on our screens, and we'll talk about it pick by
I'm
pick.
very excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a good day. Good day. Number 20, the Jacksonville Jaguars. We have them taking safety Grant Delpit.
Yeah, they just need defensive help.
They need defensive help.
Clear up that middle.
They could use a receiver, maybe.
Well, see, they re-signed Chris Conley, so it to me it seems like they have Shark, they have Conley, and then Westbrook. So to me, especially if they went with Conley, they are moving away from the receiver, at least in the first the first round.
Yeah,
and taking defense, which they need.
Yeah. I talked about it when we were talking about Xavier McKinney, how he's much more of a big hitter. He's going to lay the wood, but he's got tremendous upsides when it comes to zone or man coverage. His NFL comparison was Derwin James, and we saw him fall in the 2018 draft to 18. So I don't think this is falling for Grant Delpit. I think this is where people have him going in this vicinity, in between like 15 and 20, probably. Maybe I've seen him a little later in like the 23 area, but I think this is a good spot. I think it really helps that pass defense in Jacksonville.
They need a lot of help, man.
Yeah. All right, on number 21, the Philadelphia Eagles. We have them taking another wide receiver, but it's not Laviska Shenault. It's T. Higgins out of Clemson. Brady, you really like T. Higgins.
I like T. Higgins. I like any receiver that goes to the Eagles. And this is from a fantasy perspective as well. We're doing a redraft, or not a redraft. We do a rookie draft in Dynasty. For me, I am kind of circling, or at least highlighting, because I have 2 first-round picks who the Eagles take. Because I think immediate impact, year 1 impact, this may be the highest from a fantasy perspective. Looking at how Carson Wentz was still pretty efficient with quarterbacks as his wide receiver. Getting a guy, especially like T. Higgins, to couple with Zach Ertz. Alshon Jeffrey, I've heard, is maybe moving on.
I've heard that as well.
I'm sure they'll sign somebody, and then I think they'd get somebody like T. Higgins. I am very excited for this offense and a playmaker especially like T. Higgins could be added to the Eagles.
All right, Brady, I have a question for you. Would you, if you're the GM of the Eagles, would you trade this pick for Stephon Diggs?
Yes.
Okay.
Late enough.
Yeah. I only asked it because of how deep this wide receiver class is. So you could still get a rookie wide receiver even late in the second round. We've seen how those guys.
You're going to get a pick back with that Diggs trade anyway.
I don't think you're going to see a trade up from 25 to 21. So you might get like a third in Diggs for this first.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to pick. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's been rumored that Diggs isn't happy in Minnesota, so
Yeah.
and I think Philly could be an interesting spot for him to go. To go.
Yeah, that'd be a really great spot. I'd
Yeah.
love to have Diggs on the Eagles. I'd love to have the receivers for the Eagles next year. I know they had such an awful season. There's injury, but like I said, Carson Wentz really by the end of that last year, he looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
They were moving the ball. Miles Sanders is going to help them move the ball, get first downs. That's an offensive team, man, and the receivers, whoever's lining up, I'm excited from a fantasy perspective.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good one. They have a lot of potential, especially if they get a guy like T Higgins right here. I think he has the
He's a
ability to
playmaker, man.
be immediate impact
He
for
is
sure,
such a playmaker,
for sure.
and that's just what they need.
Yeah.
More
On number
playmakers.
22, the Buffalo Bills, we have them taking an edge rusher, Yetur Gross-Matos out of Penn State.
Gross
Oh, man,
Matos.
I didn't change this at all. It's going to say Harold Landry needs help getting to the quarterback. Harold Landry doesn't play for the Bills. This is all wrong. I messed up. I
Just
forgot to change it.
delete that side of the.
Yeah, I forgot to change
We'll
it.
move
Sorry,
on.
guys. Yeah, Yetur, good edge player. The Bills are kind of one of those teams that could trade out of the first round. They don't really have a ton of, you know,
Yep.
impact needs, so they could just go for depth later in the draft. So let's move on to number 23 so we don't have to look at this anymore. The New England Patriots, they take tight end Cole Kmet. I love this pick. I love
I
Cole
think it's
Kmet.
great.
It was clear that the Patriots were missing a tight end. The
Yeah,
lack of tight end in that offense
and
was
it's just
obvious.
clear how much it was used too.
Yes.
Before, like obviously, it was used a lot with Gronk
Mm-hmm.
because Gronk was that type of player, but like it was such a need to have in their offense. Like even if it wasn't Gronk, they just needed somebody who was good at like not Gronk but decent,
Yeah.
and they just didn't have it.
Yeah. And Cole Kmet has all the tools to be a star,
He
receiving tight
absolutely
end in this
has.
league. He needs to work on his blocking a little bit, but what tight end doesn't? Like,
Yeah,
let's be real.
every good tight end.
Yeah.
That's what.
His first
Oh,
ga-
this is
his first
great
start.
pass catcher.
Yeah.
Great pass catching tight end. Oh, he doesn't block.
Oh,
That's
let's take him at 7.
pretty. My
I just
goodness.
realized I took this picture from what looks like the spring game.
Yeah, it's
I didn't
definitely a
realize that
spring
until
game.
just now.
Playing against Notre Dame.
Yeah, interesting. He plays for Notre Dame. Also, by the way, he is a two-sport athlete. He played baseball. He was a closing pitcher his freshman year.
Closing pitcher.
Yeah, he
I
was a
guessed
closer.
first base.
He has the size, but he also has the size to be a really high velocity pitcher. So
Right.
he had 8 saves his freshman year, but he only played the 1 year.
Goodness.
Yeah, but yeah, Cole Kmet would be a great fit for that
Love Cole
offense.
Kmet. It's a great, yeah.
I could see him fall out of the first round, unfortunately.
He absolutely could.
It's just the
Just
tight
because,
end stigma.
well, there's not a lot of need around the NFL for it.
This is
I
the
think, and
only team I saw with a needed tight end.
I've seen him go to the Jacksonville Jaguars
Ugh.
in the first round as well. I think they're the only team that may. Well, I don't know. The Patriots don't have a lot of huge holes either, besides tight end
Yeah, yeah,
and
sure.
maybe quarterback. Ha!
Yeah, they could go. I've seen Jacob Eason, right?
Yeah,
Jacob
Jacob
Eason
Eason.
going
I've
here.
seen
Or
Eason go all the way up to the Colts.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna mention that when we were on the Colts, but I mean I've seen Jake Fromm go this high. Like it's nuts. It's nuts. All right, on number 24, the New Orleans Saints. We have them taking a different wide receiver this time. We have them taking Jalen Rieger, uh, speed for days. This guy reminds me a lot of Tyreek Hill with his ability to go get the football and obviously his speed. Um, God, I didn't change this one either. I've been very busy with work. I apologize, guys.
We've both been very busy.
Ah, man, opening a restaurant is difficult. It's a
Oh,
lot.
you're opening
Yeah, we just opened the restaurant.
the Chewies?
Yeah,
Chewies.
opened up the
Chewies.
Chewies.
We have Chewies and Chimmies here in Lubbock, and I always mix them up.
Yeah, one of our trainers is from Lubbock, and of course I like to talk a little trash about Lubbock.
Oh,
He was
really?
like, "What's wrong with Lubbock?" And I'm like, "Have you seen Lubbock?"
Everybody says what's wrong. Man, Lubbock. I won't get into it. Never mind. I have a
Anyways,
lot to say. There are a lot of good things about Lubbock that people don't realize.
I don't know about that one.
Really? You don't? How much? I know. Okay, you live for free, but if you didn't live for free, you'd want to live in Lubbock.
That's true. All right. Anyways, so looking at his college stats, this is from his junior year. His senior year was cut a bit short due to some injuries, but it's not really a concern. too much. It wasn't anything like an Achilles or ACL. 72 catches, 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns in his junior year. You watch this guy's tape, and you will
I love
be as
Jalen Rieger, man.
surprised as I was about how well he can high point the football for a guy that's 5'11". Like he could
Uh,
easily jump over you
yeah, I
without even
love.
breaking a sweat.
I absolutely love this pick, and I saw one thing that's like I've kept that I saw. It's like another person who's like Jalen Rieger to the Saints, and you look through everybody's and whatnot. It's like if if Sean Payton liked Brandon Cooks, he's gonna love Jalen Rieger.
Yes.
I think coupling him with Michael Thomas with Drew Brees is gonna be Sean Payton will make sure he gets the place he needs. He's gonna be electric with the Saints if he goes there.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, on number 25. Oh, on number 25, the Minnesota
What?
Vikings. We have them taking it like fidgeted. It was weird. On number 25, the Minnesota Vikings take interior defensive lineman Ross Blacklock. It looks like they're trying to move on from Everson Griffin or bring him back on a cheaper deal. I've seen both. But even if they bring him back, I think this would be a great fit for the Vikings. We have them going cornerback in our 1.0. We still have them going defense, but just interior. Um, this guy does have a bit of an injury concern, but in 2019 he was fully healthy. He won the 2017 Defensive Freshman of the Year in the Big 12. Threw that in as kind of a joke, Brady, for you.
Okay.
This is for you. But the guy's a pure power interior defensive lineman.
Yeah.
His NFL comparison is Gerald McCoy. I really like his skill set that he brings to the table for the Vikings.
Oh my goodness, two TCU players in a row. He
Yeah,
is definitely shooting upwards right now. I'm excited for his combine. A lot of these guys that start like, oh, I'm shooting up boards, man. I'm like, give me the combine, man. If they underperform at their combine, they're done.
yeah.
They're gonna fall right back down.
Mm-hmm.
But he definitely has all the tools. I think Minnesota's gonna have to replace somebody on their defensive line. I don't think they can sign everybody.
For sure, for sure. On number 26, the Miami Dolphins' third and last pick. Brady, you also really love this guy, Zach Bond, edge rusher out of
Yeah.
Wisconsin. Wisconsin just kind of develops really good pass rushers.
Yeah, they kind of do.
They have multiple All-Pro selections. They share a last name, just the two that come off the top of my head. If you don't know who it is,
J and JJ.
yeah, JJ and TJ. But yeah, this guy's. I put it. I typed this by accident, but he's wicked smart.
Wicked smart.
Wicked smart. He's got
Wicked
outstanding
smart pie.
football, outstanding football IQ for an edge rusher. He's a bit shorter. His length is a concern, but even with his smaller size, he's still a great tackler in between, like in the trenches.
Excellent.
On on running plays, obviously. But when he's rushing about, his quickness and hand usage should allow him
With me
to
came man.
get to the quarterback quite often. You see 12 and a half sacks, and I
Dude,
put
he
in the
did
tackles for
all.
this one.
53 tackles,
53
12 and a half
tackles.
sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and a pick.
Yeah,
Those are TJ Watt numbers.
the pick he took back for a touchdown too.
Very nice.
Yeah,
JJ doesn't necessarily get picks. TJ does, though.
well, yeah. Him and TJ are very similar. They're both more of the outside
Smaller.
linebackers, can
A
cover a
little
bit
smaller.
if they need to,
Yeah.
but edge rushing is the forte.
It's a nice pick for Miami, man.
Yeah,
It really is.
Yeah, him and Patrick Queen are both probably the most wicked smart players in the draft.
Wicked smart.
Wicked smart. On number 27, the Brady, you're loving all these picks right here in this later back end.
I know, I
You
did
love
so
this
well.
one. I did so good. Number 27, Seattle Seahawks take Justin Matabuke. Pronunciations are difficult. We'll get to
Oh,
we'll get to
right.
another one. I already
No,
have
we
it pulled
won't.
up.
No, we won't.
We're
I'm
good.
not saying it because I don't know how to say it.
I have it pulled up, so it'll be fine. Anyways, Justin Matabuke at Texas A&M. The Seahawks need some defensive help.
Well, their whole offensive line is a free agent.
Their
Or defensive line.
yeah,
All of them are
Mhm.
free agents.
yeah. But this guy has the explosiveness to be a good penetrator on run stopping abilities. I mean, he's more of a He's like a hamster. He's very small, but he's jacked.
It's like a hamster. That's awesome. I mean, Pete Carroll knows what to do with guys like this.
Yes, yeah. He's very versatile when it comes to being on the defensive line. He could line up on the outside, but he's more comfortable attacking those inside gaps. He could play nose tackle. He could play off the outside part of the guard. So you could go real wide with this guy and really
What?
really have him make an
I'm sorry.
impact.
That was weird.
Yeah, I mean his length was like the only red flag I could find in some draft notes.
That's
In
why he
watching
fell
his
all the way to
film,
27.
yeah, but I mean it's not enough to keep him out of the first round. I don't think he
No,
could, but he would go real early in the second. Like I don't
right.
see him falling that much past 32 really.
Good fit in Seattle.
Yeah. Number 28, the Baltimore Ravens. We have him taking Kenneth Murray. Again, linebackers. You don't really need. There's not a lot of need for linebackers.
There's not.
No,
But
I
Kenneth
mean,
Murray is good.
yes, this guy flies all around the field. Good speed for a guy his size, so he's able to do it. His decision making needs some work, but in Baltimore, where they groom linebackers,
Correct. And they just re-signed their defensive coordinator to be the highest paid defensive coordinator.
yeah, well, they're expecting him to be the top head coach candidate in 2021.
Okay.
So that's how highly they think of their defense. And if you add to that, Kenneth Murray would be a big part of that defense, I think.
Yeah, this is a great fit for Baltimore. And the guy's fallen all the way to 28.
Yeah,
How
this
awesome.
guy should be going in between 10 and 20. I think.
Yeah,
And like
absolutely.
if I was just solely basing it off not play team needs.
Right.
Yeah.
He's definitely up there.
Yeah, he's a good player. Number 29, the Tennessee Titans. We have them going edge again, but we have them taking Terrell Lewis, another new addition to the 2.0. Injury concerns kind of, scare NFL teams.
He had an ACL tear in 18.
He had an elbow injury in 2017.
Oh no. Well, the ACL, I'm really worried about
Yeah,
that.
the ACL is a little bit more. The elbow you can get over. The ACL kind of changes your whole game. But
It
even
can.
with it, in 2019, 6 sacks. That's not a big number, but you know how Alabama likes to rotate their
Everybody.
guys in. But his quickness and length have a lot of teams intrigued, and I think a team like Tennessee who
21
needs,
solo tackles.
yeah. See, it's not a lot. It's not a lot.
No, that's still a lot for an edge rusher.
Yeah.
Solo
But looking at
tackles?
the number, if you look at, this guy had like 135 tackles. Those are mostly linebackers. But so 21 is kind of low compared to 121 tackles. But I think the Tennessee Titans can, afford to take a risk here with a guy like Terrell
Yeah.
Lewis.
Pretty much.
Like we said with the Yetur Gross Matos, Harold Landry needs some quarterback help getting to the quarterback. So going edge, and I think they can afford the risk here. Because
funny. I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's their only real need on Tennessee. Like that's the only position I see them drafting. It's the only position I've ever seen in mock drafts as an edge rusher.
Round 1, yes, I agree. It's going to be edge or interior, and I think edge is a little bit more because Ross Blocklack isn't on the board in our draft, so
correct.
Terrell Lewis is the next guy up. All right, on number 30, the Green Bay Packers take wide receiver Justin Jefferson.
I hate this pick because I like it so much.
Yeah, Brady. Which is weird because you're just such a huge Packer fan. Your idol is Aaron Rodgers.
I hate you so much. I really do.
You only have State Farm insurance because Aaron Rodgers.
I don't even have State Farm insurance.
Which is sad because your brother works for them. That's
I know. My dad also works in insurance, so we have his insurance, not Alex's.
Anyways, shout out Alex. What's up, man? Dynamic athlete at LSU. This guy is nuts. You see this picture. He had 4 touchdowns in the first half against OU. It's nuts. Absolutely insane. 111 catches for 1,500 yards and 18 touchdowns last season.
That would have taken him like 3 games against Oklahoma. Those numbers.
This guy has the ability to be a really good wide receiver in this league, and pairing him with
Aaron Rodgers, and Davante Adams. Yes,
you don't want to go up against.
I know. It's a Aaron Rodgers just needs guys who can go up and get the ball and make a play, and this is Justin Jefferson. And route running actually is very important to Rodgers as well, and he's obviously very good at it.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love. He doesn't have to, and it's like you have here his pure speed will be tested. He doesn't have to be faster than anybody
No.
with Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball.
Yeah. I think this is the best guy to pull an AJ Brown.
Yeah,
After week 8, he has the potential to absolutely take over the league.
yeah, he definitely does. I think T. Higgins will be more if he goes to the Eagles early,
I think both of them
kind
have
of
a fairly
turn the
even
corner.
shot.
Jerry Judy, depending on where he goes. CeeDee Lamb, I don't really. It may take a year or two if he goes to the Jets. Jerry Judy with the Raiders, I think he also has that shot
Mm-hmm.
to get used to.
For sure.
I think the Raiders are going to be really good this year too. Unfortunately, they're in a really tough division.
Yes. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. On to number 31.
31.
San Francisco 49ers, after losing the Super Bowl, they take Noah Igbanagani.
Noah.
We call him Noah. Gus Malzahn calls him Noah. so yeah, that's the best. Igbanagani. Best I can do. Wide receiver turned corner in college. Great. His athleticism is incredible. Obviously,
Well, yeah, he was a wide receiver.
He was a highly recruited wide receiver.
That's crazy, man.
Turned cornerback, and now he's going in the first round of our mock draft. I believe
he's a kick returner too.
Yeah, he's a nuts kick returner. Average 27.3 yards per kick return.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's strong.
Yeah, it's kind of Project E. I mean, I think he's honestly still a good corner anyway. But the Niners can afford it, and they still have Saleh.
Yeah, my favorite coach coming in. It should have been a head coach.
I think so too. But yeah, they'll have an opportunity to really groom this guy. I think in San Francisco.
For sure. For sure. All right, on to number 32 and the last pick of our 2.0 mock draft. The Kansas City Chiefs are taking Patrick Queen. Not a lot of needs.
Still linebacker.
Still linebacker. Not a huge ton of needs for the Chiefs after winning the Super Bowl. They could go offensive line. They could go defensive line. Chris Jones.
Running back.
They could go running back here. That was this one was kind of a. We deliberated a while for this one as well.
It's hard to see. It's like, well, they could go running back, and everyone's like, yeah, they'll go running back. But Damian Williams, it felt like he was finally healthy in the playoffs. They really used him. I think they wanted to use him all season, so maybe they keep him. They still have whoever they drafted last year, and I'm blanking on names today because I don't know.
Oh man,
the tiny guy.
That doesn't help me at all.
He's itty bitty. Darwin Thompson.
That was not in the first round. That was like 5th round.
I didn't. No, not in the first round. Just last season.
Oh, it was just pure running backs. Yeah, Darwin Thompson.
Darwin Thompson. It's hard for me unless I get new information where they say, oh no, they're looking for a running back. I don't think they will anymore.
I agree with that. Unless they come out and say like they're looking running back in this draft.
There are some. The thing is, there's 3 really first round talented running backs that are all available still right now.
Used to be 4.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, Etienne was where everybody thought Etienne was going to go to the Chiefs.
That would be a nuts pairing.
Well. Yeah. But he's going back to school.
Yeah. Anyways, Patrick Queen, he's wicked smart. I didn't put it in this one, but he's wicked smart. He's got great. This NFL comparison, Patrick Willis, I think, is on point with his ability to read plays. Be the true leader out there on the field. Shifting defensive linemen when he sees something, and his athleticism allows him to cover as well. So he could be like, hey, he could be on a blitz and be like, hey, they're throwing the ball. Right, I'm cover this gap. I'm covering this.
I'm covering Darren Waller.
I'm covering Darren Waller. Like.
The first one I thought. My first
it's
thought
in
was
division.
Travis Kelce.
But he's playing with Travis Kelce. He only has to do that in practice. He could do that in practice, though. He's smart enough to do that. And he can probably
Uh,
cover Travis Kelce. He's a
I don't know if anybody can cover Travis
I can cover Travis Kelce. That was the most Larry thing I think I've ever said. It's just like the biggest
Kelce.
confidence, like out of nowhere. But yeah, I really like Patrick Queen. I've seen him go late second round, but I don't see why this wouldn't be a reach for me.
It feels like he's one of the better players on the board right now. That's outside of the running backs. It's he's just one of the better players, man. I think all the other DBs are like we're out of first round talents. There's not really any more tackles. I've seen them take an interior offensive lineman, and it's late enough in the first where they can do that.
Yeah.
But
The
other than
guy
that,
out of
like,
Michigan,
yes, I know who you're talking about.
Ruiz.
Yeah, Ruiz. No, Caesar Ruiz is
There it
Wisconsin.
is. No, it's Michigan.
You're
You're thinking of Tyler Beatis.
Oh yeah.
My pick would be Lloyd Cushenberry III.
Lord Cushenberry.
But no, we went with
Get
Patrick
some
Quinn.
crumpets and block. And
Crumpets and
I don't-
blocking. One of the calls, Patrick, crumpet, and then he knows that he has to shift to the left to get the crumpets.
Crumpet. Jesus.
Oh man, we like to crack the jokes here, don't we? And they're not good.
They're not good at all.
All right, guys, that is it for our 2.0 mock draft. Again, make sure you guys are following us on Twitter at MadmenFF. You can follow Brady at FF_Mash Taters. And you can follow me at the FF_Madmen. And this mock draft will be uploaded to YouTube. So if you are listening in your car, you want to see what we have to say about some of these players that we didn't probably say on the podcast, go check it out on YouTube. Like and subscribe over there for more mock drafts. We'll be doing a couple more of these before the draft itself. And on draft day, which is April 23rd,
I'm so excited.
me and Brady for sure. We could have some more guests show up for that. We'll be doing our live reactions of the first round of the draft.
Oh, it's on Thursday too.
Yeah, it's on Thursday.
I asked for that day off of work just so.
Yeah,
I
was about to say. I was like, I'm already off. So, anyways, follow us if you're listening on podcasts. Come check us out on twitch.tv/ffmadmen. Get your takes in. Ask us some questions if you got fantasy questions. If you're in a dynasty league or